Good evening, friends. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And tonight we're talking about you being valid simply because of the life you've lived. The problem here in marketing or in business or in life or in relationships is that we often don't feel valid enough to have what we want or to lead others, maybe is a better way to say that. To lead others. In marketing, what we're doing is we're leading others. But we don't feel like we've had enough life experience yet. We don't have enough credentials yet. We're not worthy yet to lead others. And so what happens is we kind of wait or we accumulate, right? We wait for people to knight us or anoint us. We accumulate certifications and programs, all for the purpose of feeling valid so that finally we can step out into our important work. But the problem is that you are delaying the impact that you're here to make because your validity only comes from you deciding that you're valid, and anything other than that, anything other than you saying that you're valid to lead the conversation will always put you at the mercy of other people's opinions. Right? If you go to get a certificate that says you're now credible to lead, whatever it is you're trying to lead, then you're putting your faith in the certificate and whoever created that certificate to say that you are worthy. If you're waiting for a number of life circumstances and outside validation of your friends and family to say, good job, wow, you're really good at this, again, you're putting the power in their hands. Which here's the downside of this, right? That can feel good. Other people think you're fantastic. Great job. The problem is when those same people or different people then counter that sentiment, they say, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You're a bad leader. Now you think, oh crap, I'm a bad leader. It is only when you begin to believe that you are valid that you actually become valid. I've given this example many episodes ago, but it's like saying to a fire, you give me fire, then I'll give you wood. You give me fire, then I'll give you wood. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to build the wood first. The wood then builds the fire. You have to believe in validity, and then validity shows up. You have to believe in yourself first, and then that's how people follow you. That's how people want to work with you, collaborate with you, hire you as a guide. But it comes from you embracing your own worth and your own validity. Now that comes from, here's where that comes from. It comes from your life experience. You have to go into the life you've lived and mine, M-I-N-E, mine the gold, the truth, the nuggets that make you credible. You already have those. Some of you think you don't have it yet. And maybe some of you think maybe for some of you, you're trying to lead people that you can't lead yet. And that's valid, right? Some of you are maybe trying to lead a game you're not prepared for yet. Okay, fine. But look back in your life and look at what has life taught you. And from that place, you start to get a sense of what you're valid for. Maybe you're not valid to lead nations. Maybe you're not valid to lead people in the conversation of money. Whatever it is, but what are you valid for? That is the place where you as a leader inside your marketing and your business, you have to start, because it's in that your conviction shows up. Why are you convicted? Why do you have conviction? Because you've lived it and you know. Your passion, your confidence, your certainty, your conviction comes because of the life you've lived. And there are so many coaches who are trying to lead from a place they have not yet lived. That's why you don't feel valid. So what's the answer? The answer then is not to wait. It's not to get a certification. The answer is not to say an affirmation. The answer is not to create a vision board. The answer in this moment right now is to look back in your life at the life you have lived and to decide to to see what life has taught you. And from that place, there's two pieces here. There's two ingredients. To see what life has taught you. And then to also see how does that relate to the people who could you serve? Who would that serve? This is what life has taught me. Who would that serve? For me and my marketing agency / my marketing programs, what I realized was that while I'm not a millionaire, so I am not valid to lead millionaires in the conversation of marketing. What I have figured out, what life has taught me, is how to find my message, how to get clear. Because for years I was not clear. I was confused. I was distracted. I was looking under every rock to provide an answer when the whole time the answer was inside of me. My truth was inside of me. And I found that. Life taught me that. Life taught me how to find that. And what I realized when I figured out what life had taught me and I looked out into the world of the people I wanted to serve, I realized that there are many people who are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, business owners in a space who want to help people more than they want a transaction, right? Like they want to inspire and impact the world more than they just want a transaction. They're not willing to sell out on their values in order to make a sale, but they don't know how to say in a succinct manner what it is they do or what it is they're here to help people do. I realized that there were a lot of people who are stuck in marketing, who don't get technology. They don't understand technology. They're frustrated by technology. And so what do? Because they're frustrated by it, they just don't do it. They're like, I'm not going to do it. Or they try it and then they get frustrated and they stop again. So it's this repeating cycle of, okay, I'll try it again. Nope, I hate it. Okay, I'll try it again. Nope, I hate it. And this, at some point you go down that pattern long enough and you just quit. So what I realized was there were a lot of people with important work, with vision for humanity, who just had given up. Simply because they didn't understand technology. And because of that, they had no repetitions in creating their message. Because when you don't want to show up to do a Facebook Live, or you don't want to write a blog post because you don't get technology, you don't get the repetitions of saying your message over and over and over again. What I realized was that I can help people with. I'm valid in that. That I can do. Brilliant people, brilliant, smart people who had given up on marketing and growing their business because they just weren't willing to put up with technology. And I realized I could help those people. So for you, right? For you, it's only when you decide that you're valid, and the place to look for your validity is in your life experience, not people's opinions of your life experience. Only you get to say, and no one is going to knight you credible. You're the only one who gets to say. And when that happens, when you discover that truth for yourself, when the clouds part and the angels sing, and you finally get that lesson that you're the only one who gets to say if you're valid, what will happen is you'll start to experience your power like you've never experienced it before. You'll start to realize where you can lead and where you shouldn't lead. And that will lead you into certainty. And certainty, my friend, is what I'm going to suggest you've been looking for. In all the courses, all the coaching, all the stuff you've paid for, what you've been looking for is certainty. And the only person who gets to create your certainty is who? Is you. You're the only one who gets to create that certainty. And your certainty is found in your life experience. So as much as I appreciate you wanting to reach out to me and say, oh, Chris, is this right? Is this what I should be doing? Listen, I can give you perspective. I can tell you what I see. But that only goes so far. At the end of the day, that is your decision. You have to get past the false humility. There's this false humility, right, that happens, and it's pervasive, I think, in our culture, where we say like, well, I'm not really good at that. Or we might have a hunch that we're good at it, but we also don't want to presume because that would be arrogant or overconfident or whatever. So we always look to other people like, well, do you think this is good enough? Do you think it's right? What do you think? And you're always deflecting the ownership of the thing you feel in your gut. Listen to me. You feel in your gut when you're on it. When you're in the zone, when you're feeling it, you can feel that. And so stop bastardizing the experience of that by looking to someone else for approval. You know when you're on. You know when you're on fire. You know when you feel certainty. And it's in that moment that you need to cement it for yourself in your neurons, in your body. You go, oh, this is my jam. This is what I'm here for. This is my message. You have to cement that. Do not go look to somebody else for validation. You, in that moment, have to connect the dots. That is the divine speaking through you, and you cement that to this is what I'm here for. This is what, listen, in a tribal economy, this is what people are looking for right now. They're wanting certainty, and they need you to help point them back to their own certainty. And that doesn't happen by you being apologetic or you being falsely humble. You have to step into your certainty. You have to do that for yourself. And by you doing it, you will set others free to do it as well. Okay? And that happens by you being appropriate with what you can lead people in and who you're leading. And when you find those, the cross-section of those, when you find where those overlap, now you'll start to find resonance. You'll start to find momentum, velocity, traction. People will be like, okay, yes, I believe you. And that's the trouble, isn't it? Because in marketing, most people don't believe marketers. But they'll believe you if you're certain. They'll believe you if you're speaking from your life experience. So that's it for tonight, gang. What I want you to hear is that your ability to lead others comes from your certainty, and no one's going to knight you for that. You have to knight yourself. And you knight yourself by finding your confidence in your experience, your life experience, okay? If you'd like help, one of the things that's helpful in this process is to begin to isolate the conversation you're here to lead, the important work you're here for in the world. And you can try to find that through journaling. You can try to find that through all sorts of books and podcasts and things like this one. But ultimately, what I'm going to suggest is that you need frameworks. Without frameworks, you're going to organically try to figure this out, and it's hard to do that. I know. I tried for so many years. When I started to understand frameworks, everything got clearer. So I have a program that actually walks you through those frameworks, right? I want to say in some ways, I'm pleasantly surprised and shocked at how effective the program is. And it's not really because of me. The program that I've created really creates an environment for you to find your own answers. And what I am good at is asking enough questions to help you see what you already know or what is already in existence in your life. Sometimes that's hard to see for yourself. But in the right environment with somebody asking the right questions, all of a sudden you start to see what you couldn't see before. And that's what these programs do. The first program is called the Groundswell Method Intensive. It's 6 weeks of coaching with me, with a group of others, a cohort of people going through the program with you, which is amazing. And that program, you graduate that program launching your show, right? Your message into the world through a podcast, a show. And the second program that picks up after that actually shows you now with that message intact and your show now live in the world, how to grow your audience and your clients. Okay? If you're interested in that, that sounds interesting to you. You're like, yes, like more certainty, pile on the certainty. I feel like I've been missing certainty. Then the place to start is my free course called Marketing for the Rest of Us, the course. Okay? It's a free course. You can be done with it within 90 minutes, and it will open up the world of what this whole thing is and why the tribal economy now is important to understand, because that is the environment in which you're marketing. And if you don't understand the tribal economy, you won't understand how to market or how to craft your message. So you can start that course for free at groundswellmethod.com. And I look forward to you jumping in. I look forward to seeing your application for the 6-week program. Until tomorrow, gang, when we go live again, here is to you finding your own certainty.